All right, continuing with award shows here, the 2019 Golden Globe nominations. They came out yesterday. Luckily, we have Charley Walters here to give us the inside scoop direct from Hollywood. So what's the difference between, Charley, this award show and the Oscars that we were just talking about?
Yeah, so the Golden Globes span a much greater part of the industry. They give awards for film and TV and music as well. So you get a wide gamut of celebrities that show up for the show.
Well, we were talking about this earlier, and I can't imagine you know the exact pay that these guys receive to host. But is it a lucrative gig? Like for Kevin Hart to be stepping away from the Oscars, for the host of the Golden Globes, is this something that is a big paycheck, or is it more the cachet?
It's more about the cachet, especially for this year's hosts, for Andy Samberg and Sandra Oh, which I think are excellent choices for the show. It's really great for both of their careers. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So why do
I think that's why they do it. Yeah.
Why do they
good
combine
endorsement deals come through that. Everyone wants to be aligned with them. Yeah.
Why do they combine movie and TV together for this one?
So this award show is put on by an organization called the Hollywood Foreign Press, which is a wonderful group of journalists, foreign journalists, 94 of them actually from across the world. Much smaller group than the people that are nominated and voting for the Oscars. And they just like to recognize the wide gamut of talent. It's kind of what sets off the award season every year. It's on January 5th, so right after the new year, and kind of sets the benchmark for who's maybe going to be nominated for the Oscars.
Especially since I feel like TV is now at the level of a film. Like so many shows. If you look at Big Little Lies, like that looks like a feature film when you watch it,
and
right?
that's why everyone's talking about so many snubs this year, because there's so many eligible shows, especially with the streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon. There's so many out there. There's no way they could possibly honor all the great ones.
This is literally the perfect time to have Charley in here, because there's so many questions. You mentioned snubs. That's something we're going to be covering later on in the show. But let's talk about a movie like Mary Poppins, which returns, which is huge.
Yeah.
It's already nominated. It hasn't even been released yet.
Right. A lot of people get confused by that. So in Hollywood, it's all about the eligibility period for these, and the eligibility period is the calendar year from January 1st all the way through December 31st. So by the time the Oscars come around in February, we've mostly all seen the films. But for these ones, the people that are actually nominating them go to advanced screenings of the films and see them in advance. It's also why a lot of these award films come out at the very end of the year, because they want them to be fresh in their mind.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are definitely going to go see Mary Poppins? They're like,
do you know,
nominated.
you guys, I've never seen the original Mary Poppins.
What?
Isn't that
okay,
so
you need to
crazy?
Walk off
People
the
off
stage
camera
now.
are
Charley,
like, what?
I'm
I know.
okay
I've never seen it. I think I should watch it, and then I should watch the Emily Blunt version.
Well, that's part of doing these remakes and these revitalizations, is that people are interested in the franchise based on the new one. So yeah, you'll go back and watch it. I promise.
It's almost like I pulled up to a hotel last week and I told them my name. I said Jordan. They go, Jordan, like the guy who makes the sneakers? And I was like, no, like the basketball player who won 6 championships. Come on.
Or now you could go with Michael B. Jordan, the Golden Globe nominee.
Yeah, there we go.
And he's like a hunk these days. So yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so let's go through some of these best films, Charley. Let's break them all down. We start with Best Motion Picture for Drama. Black Panther was one, getting a lot of pub. Bohemian Rhapsody, everybody's talking about. Me and Carly absolutely love Star is Born. It's got to win.
Yay! Well, yes, I sure hope so. I'm a huge fan of Gaga. Absolutely. We talked about this the last time I was on the show.
Bradley Cooper couldn't be better looking in that movie.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think I had more of a crush on him than Lady Gaga as I was watching.
See, I have a crush on Lady Gaga in this movie, so we even it out.
They're just phenomenal. What I did want to say about this category, though, is this is the first time we have had, it's so diverse, because 4 of these Best Picture nominees are stories about people of color. So other than A Star is Born, which may be the favorite, this is really exciting that this is the first time this has happened.
And I'm really curious to see how they treat Black Panther, because it was rumored, I think they are doing, a popularity vote is one of the categories too, which a lot of people are saying this is almost for Black Panther because it doesn't have a realistic shot to win something like this.
Right.
Do you co-sign that belief?
I do. I think because the nominations are more diverse than really any award show ever overall, which was kind of revealed this morning, I do think that they're doing that on purpose. Yes.
I thought it was really interesting too that A Star is Born wasn't in the musical category, because obviously we love the music from it, jamming out to the soundtrack even to this day. But they said it had a better shot of winning the drama category.
It does. That's exactly what it is. It's always a little controversial. It's kind of nice that they have the 2 different categories, but yeah, it's up to the studio to decide which one they're going to submit, and in this case, they thought they'd have a better chance.
Perfect. Let's talk Best Actress right here, another big category. Let's take a look at who is on this list here. I believe we have a list. There it is. Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. We talked about Mary Poppins. You got Emily Blunt right there. Charlize Theron in Tully, which is one that's getting a lot of pub. Also, Constance Wu from Crazy Rich Asians. Those are the ones that stick out to me.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough category. I love Constance Wu. Did you guys
I
see
just
Crazy
watched
Rich
that
Asians?
yesterday.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
It's really good.
It's
I was
so
like, I
funny.
don't know how this is going to be. The trailer looked cheesy. I know it got a lot of good reviews. And then I watched it. I was like, this movie is absolutely fantastic. You'll like it, Jordan.
Yeah, it's funny from start to finish. It's really good and really
She was
heartwarming
great
too. It's
in
got
it,
a great.
too.
Everyone's really good in it.
So you like Constance Wu potentially?
I like her. I do. I really do. I love her. Yeah, and again, props for the diversity in this category as well.
Let's bring it home with Best Actor. Take a look at this list right here. Best Actor has a lot of incredibly talented performances and performers as well. Lin-Manuel Miranda from Mary Poppins, again, we haven't seen yet. Christian Bale, who pops up for everything. Robert Redford, still doing it. Chicago's own John C. Reilly, and Viggo Mortensen as well from Green Book.
So first of all, let's give a Chicago shout out for John C. Reilly, Chicago native with a Golden Globe nominee. That's awesome. I have seen Mary Poppins. Lin-Manuel is absolutely fantastic.
I don't know a more talented guy in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's really close to winning what's called a PEGOT, P-E-G-O-T, which is Pulitzer and then Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. If he wins the Oscar, he'll have all of them because he won a Pulitzer for Hamilton.
I mean, what do you do after that? You just are like,
nothing.
okay.
You just, you
literally don't do anything, and nobody can tell you anything after that as well. All right, stick around. The fun is just getting started with the C's here, Charlie and Carly.
Carly.
The rhyming C's, yes.
I'll give myself one of those.
Oh, Jordan, here you go.
Charley Walters here, our Hollywood insider, expert on PR most especially, but all things Golden Globes is what we're going to be talking about right now. Let's dive into those. The nominations are out, Charlie.
Yeah.
And there's some must-watches that we want you to tell us about because we see some of it. You know all of it, so share with us. What are some we got to see?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, just to reiterate, this is the most diverse group of Golden Globes nominations ever in the history, actually, of any awards show, Golden Globes, Oscars, or anything. So we're really celebrating. Props to the HFPA for doing a great job on their nominations. For must-watch, I'm going to put a movie called Vice, which most of you have not seen yet because it doesn't come out until Christmas Day, but it's the Dick Cheney biopic, and it's with Christian Bale as Dick Cheney, and then Amy Adams plays his wife.
That's Christian Bale up on the screen right there?
They're barely recognizable in this role, but they are so powerful and so good. Yeah, really good makeup.
Look at the George.
I know.
A lot of weight.
Very
it's an amazing film that it's just, stuff you never knew about him. The other one I'm going to give a nod to is Crazy Rich Asians. We talked about this a little bit before, Carly. Such a good movie. It's just really fun, really lighthearted.
Is it a rom-com?
It's a rom-com, but it's a movie I wouldn't have necessarily seen, but somebody brought me to it, and I was so excited about it. It's just from start to finish, it's just great. And,
I have to say, that's one of those movies too, after watching it, like I said just yesterday, I'm excited to watch it again and again.
Yes.
Like, it's a really fun movie to watch.
You know what's really cool is the crossover appeal, the mainstream appeal, because sometimes you see movies, if it's an all-black cast, people go, well, it's just for black people.
Right.
Or if it's an all-female cast, that's just empowering women, it's for women.
Yeah.
You see this movie, you think it's just for Asian people, but that's not correct.
Right.
No, but it does give you some interesting insight into that culture, especially
thing.
Not here as Asian Americans, but over in Asia. Stuff I didn't even know about.
The relationship with their parents and everything.
Just like really mind-blowing.
Yeah, really cool. How about dark horses? Those movies that could upset everybody in a good way.
I don't know if I'd call it a dark horse, but the most surprising nomination for me was Sacha Baron Cohen, who you remember as Borat. He's in this movie called Who is America? This was just not on anybody's radar, and it was so random that the HFPA gave it a nom. But you know what? I'll support him, and if anything, it's the best PR thing is to be that guy that no one thought was going to get nominated that got a nomination because everybody's talking about him as well.
Now close your eyes and think what that speech would be like from Sacha if he were to win.
He would do something ridiculous.
I think he might, even if he doesn't win, he might find a way to infuse himself.
First of all, he's not going to win, but he will do something crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, snubs.
Everyone likes to talk about snubs. There's more snubs now than ever because we have all these great streaming platforms, Netflix and Amazon, and so there's so many projects to choose from. There's no way they can get them all in. My two that I'm going to choose two that people aren't really talking about. One of them is Forever with Maya Rudolph. I'm a huge fan of Maya.
Yes,
do you watch the show?
I watched the first two episodes of that show.
Yeah, I love her from SNL, loved her from Bridesmaids, but this to me is her best performance ever. She stars alongside Fred Armisen, and she is so hilarious in this role, and so just, I don't know, heartwarming. So I wish that she would have received it.
What an interesting concept for a show, too, right?
Yeah.
We always talk about this on the show in terms of what you find attractive and how guys typically are more visual.
Yep.
I do think she's visually attractive, but something about her aura, her mind in her comedy.
She's
It's
so
like
makes her
this
wildly
calming,
attractive to me.
Like, yeah,
I
presence.
still love her from when she used to do Whitney Houston too.
Oh,
and
yes.
Oprah.
Fantastic. More snubs. Give me more snubs.
Another
Yeah.
snub that not a lot of people are talking about is Haunting on Hill House. Did you guys see the show?
Wait, that didn't get nominated?
No, it didn't get nominated. It's for Netflix, and so I just think, again, it wasn't really on their radar. Every single thing about this miniseries is genius. Just from start to finish, the writing is perfect, the cinematography, the stuff that you see in the background. If you go back and watch it, there are ghosts in all these different shots that you don't learn about until later at the end.
Wow.
It's very scary. You know, they say Netflix and chill. This is more like Netflix and like jump out of your seat, which is what I was doing during it. But I would recommend this to anybody. It's one of those shows that you'll sit down and you'll watch it, binge watch it in 2 days.
You know what? I can't believe that A Quiet Place didn't get more love
Yeah,
too. That was, I know we all have our shows and our movies that we're obsessed with. That movie was so good. I feel like it was so groundbreaking. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt. I loved that movie, and I can't believe that didn't get more love.
But Emily Blunt did get nominated for Mary Poppins, so that's great. And finally, I just want to give a shout out in lieu of the light of the Kevin Hart thing. There were 2 really great LGBT nominees this year for the Golden Globes. The Troye Sivan, who was in the Boy Next video for Ariana Grande. He's a big gay Jewish YouTuber actually, and he got nominated for the song for Boy Erased.
Yes.
And also Billy Porter from Pose. So this is the first time that an actor is nominated for a show that is mostly about trans people, and that's really exciting. So again, just huge applause to the HFPA on such a diverse group of nominees.
That's great because we had the people in from Boy Erased a month back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So we were able to talk to the real life story, and it's really, really a shame, but it's enlightening to share the story and learn from. So it's really cool stuff right there.
It just shows, it's not just these people nominating, but it shows what stories people are interested in nowadays. And I think it's good that we are including such a diverse gamut of stories.
And me and Jordan, we're obsessed with A Star is Born, and we know you met Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah.
Picture or it didn't happen.
Oh, there it is.
And we got a picture, everybody.
You guys look like best friends.
I mean, we kind of are at this point. We met a a few times, so we're pretty much getting married. But
Charley, are you flexing in that picture? Because that
I'm flexing.
bicep is coming.
And her glitter on your muscle.
She's so amazing, though. I just idolize her in every way. She's such a great person all around, and a lot of people are saying like she doesn't deserve this nomination. I'm like, she totally deserves this because she's so herself and so genuine and just made herself so vulnerable. A totally different side of Gaga than we've seen before. Totally stripped down, and I hope she wins. I really do.
I remember. Oh, go ahead.
Go on, you go.
I was gonna say I heard that because of the timing of the movie that when it came out, that it's not gonna qualify to be nominated for an Oscar, except for like the soundtrack, right? So I'm just really happy that she's getting all this love, and that movie's getting all the love for the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. No, I don't think that's right. The movie?
Yeah.
I think. I'll find that out for you.
We'll figure that out. We'll talk about that at the break, everybody. You can tune in to Golden Globes January 6th on NBC to see if your favorites take home the trophy, and we'll be recapping the entire thing. So a big thank you to Charley for hanging out with us this morning. We couldn't have done this without you.
Yay.
Thank you for the insight.
We'll come back for the Oscars.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
I
will.
love award show season.
Yeah.
And he told us make sure I check out Vice when it comes out. Make sure I check out Crazy Rich Asians. That's coming from both you guys.
Yep.
Thank you for the insight. Always great to have you in, Charley. Look forward to doing it again
Thanks, buddy.
soon.